This is my thesis project. This project is, again, this is more about like data-driven design process, how we create the environment to process data. But particularly in this experimentation throughout the design process, I set up a particle system. Particle is just like, it needs a lot of computational expense, but human being couldn't calculate, but computer does, So as you can see, the yellow means like static areas, blue means high velocity. So we can see, set up the algorithm, and then human being actually extract some insight, because we are really good at looking at the pattern and revealing some group and visual language or pattern. So I think this kind of like co-work between human and computer, which is really good the combination in design process. I guess also we can simulating between like the winter to all the way summer to predict, and actually not predict, it's calculated some path, which is really important in that project to distribute the module in that site. So I think this kind of job can be done easily by computational design with data. Also, there are multiple interests around the data in my practice, like some video work and animation and 3D graphics, 3D printings, and developing some softwares. It looks different, but to me, it's really, really consistent, because I look at different projects with the one lens data. I have several like exhibition based on my interest, like image process, and basically convert real world as a numeric number that we can process as data. So I think this kind of process is very interesting, that we didn't do this in the past, but these days, thanks to computational power and then machine learning algorithm, we can just take advantage in order to support your design, or developing your design algorithm, developing your design process with data that you can actually generate by machine learning, things like that. The data is some of the computer language, right? Actually, we need to convert the data as a human language, as a picture or some shapes, by rendering or drawing or whatever. I'm really interested in the representation of the data, let's say like a visualizing or rendering or things like that. I guess the visualization skill is become essential skill for those who dealing with data. With this interest, I have been working in different practice, like designing or making some lecture or some workshop classes, and then also I create several books in terms of computation and design with data. And also there's several like PDF books that you can download. Even for visualization, again, I think that when you talk about the data, we also need to talk visualization anyhow. So these are sort of domain that I'm interested in, and technology I have been utilized throughout my projects and researches. Obviously, this is a very generic keyword that I'm really into. These are tools, basically. For what? To understanding our environment, to facilitating your design process and make sure your design process on the right way or correct way. I believe this kind of knowledge in different domains. I don't know, designer is sometimes very passive, but I feel like, as time goes by, the paradigm shift, it become more, crazy. It's time to designers to open their eyes and then, communicating with different domains and then how they react, how they prepare for the new feature. I really like push the boundary, particularly for the design process as a computation designers or specialist. I think as time goes by, many people open to utilize and then talk about this kind of topic, this kind of technology, to understand their design process and maximize the possibility. This is sort of my last material. I have two different YouTube channels. One YouTube is for English. It's not active because I have a Korean one. There's a lot of material in English, but Korean has limited information. So I feel like I need to help them because I'm Korean. This is sort of my vocation, let's say. So now we are reached at the end of the slide. I appreciate your time to listen my presentation and my understanding of computation design and data in design, or design thinking, or design process, whatever. I'm still learning and interacting with other people to exchange knowledge and experience, push the boundary. I'm not saying these are the computation design. There's more actually. So, but at least by talking a little bit about my projects and my thought and my researches as examples, for those who have no idea about what the computation design or data in design before, at least they have like a little clue or little as a starting point to start thinking about. If you guys have any question, please leave a message. If I have time, I'm definitely dive into the discussion, then talking, and we can make fun. Thank you.